Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the video. This is one of my favorite videos that I'm going to be posting this year. This is my full uniform tutorial video breaking down how you get two logos on the jersey, what settings worked well last year that don't really look good this year, showing you a lot of different color patterns that I think look really good together, and then ending the video with a little bit of a surprise. So I want to get to that in a little bit, but let's start by talking about how you create your uniforms here. So before we get into the actual uniform creation, we got to first go to the logo vault, because that's where you're obviously going to find the logos for your jersey. And if you feel like creating your own, I ain't that good at making logos, so that's the tough part. But if you want to download free logos, luckily a lot of people have made some good ones for you to decide from. And then what you want to do here is go sort downloads descending, and what this is going to do is show basically the top downloaded logos in the game. Now when it pops up here, servers are a little bit wonky right now. You'll notice it's a lot of college uniforms, and you'll also notice that there's a lot of these logo sets that have multiple images inside of one logo. You might be like, why is that? We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I just wanted to first show this is how you download logos and how you look for the best ones, and if you want to look for something by name specifically. So if I search by name and I type in my name here, any logo that was created with my name in it should pop up. So like here's a couple of them, and this is my favorite one right here, but that's where basically you find the logo vault at. Now the next step might seem a little bit confusing, so I'm going to go to my edit uniforms tab. Let's assume you've downloaded your logo, and I'm going to go into my home jersey here. Now this is the first thing that I do, and you might be confused while we're going here first, but you'll understand here in just a minute. Go to your jersey. Now let's assume that I've loaded in a logo. Actually, let me show you how to do that first. Now the first thing you do after finding your logo is you gotta put it on your uniform, but we're gonna skip details in a second and go straight to uniforms, and I'll talk about why right here. So first of all, let's go to home jersey and let's click on select to edit. Now let's assume that you haven't loaded in a logo before. So what you want to do is hit the start button in your controller, hit load, and then once you do that, your logo should pop up. So since my logo is here, another really important thing for tailoring your entire uniform is doing something what's called a favorite color. So I want to show you how to do that. Let me ungroup this giant logo first. Now on my jersey, the three main colors are like a cream color, orange color, and a navy color. So when I click on this and I go to change color, you'll notice right there on the bottom it says add to favorites. So you want to make sure that it's obviously still orange. I hit square. Now when I go to, let's say, change color again, and I go to favorite colors, now I have that exact favorite color saved, and I'm going to talk about why that's important. But you want to do that to all your colors that you think are important for your jersey. So for me, it's the navy, the cream, and the orange. So here's where it really comes in. So let's say I want to make the striping on my jersey a certain color. Well, I have those favorite colors already there. So in that regard, now your uniform's in a lot more of an organized manner. It looks, you know, pretty awesome. But let's dive into some smaller details that we might have missed thinking about our jerseys earlier. So first of all, how do we tackle the question of what if the logo I downloaded doesn't have two logos on it, and I really want to add the Nike swoosh on there? So let's, for example, imagine my Dugout Creative patch that I'm really fortunate to be part of a group of is my Nike swoosh. So I want to first of all take all of those elements that they have right there, and what I'm doing here is clicking up on the D-pad. So you click up on the D-pad on all these. If you click down the D-pad, resets it. Down on everything, it takes everything. So you want to go up on the D-pad on every single logo you want. Now another part of this too is that you can also move everything around like this. So anything that's grouped together, you can move together. But for our purposes, let's go and hit copy. So now we see that we have a logo in the clipboard in the top right hand corner. And let's say now that I want to load in this logo. So this logo is here, and this is my funny logo. This is one of my mods made for me a long time ago after I ate the one chip challenge. But now I have my logo in, and now I want to add my Nike swoosh. So now what you do is you click X and then you hit paste, and boom, now you have all your stuff there. Now obviously it might overlap over each other, so this is where we have to do the page on everything individually again, cycle it out of the way, put it where you want to put it. That's how you can load two different logos in at the same time if the logo you downloaded is not full of multiple logos. So moving to the next bit, just proper etiquette. Your home jersey should be any form of a light color, and your road jersey should be any kind of a darker color. This is, I mean, 99% of the time what teams make their logos and their jersey colors on for home and road games, so you should be following that same kind of manner. So now this is another part that has actually changed from MLB 22 to 21. So right now I have screened on for a logo. Earlier I had shiny, and shiny I thought looked really good in MLB 21, and I was just playing a night game in a creative stadium and it looked awful. You could barely even see the logo. So I switched it back to screened and it looks a lot better to me. So I think for your logo finish on everything, I would preferably run screened. And as far as the helmet finish goes, I've always preferred going with a matte look, and obviously I have no numbers on my helmets. That's why I haven't touched these color schemes yet. But shiny looks a little bit better on the sticker on the helmet, and matte just doesn't really show up very well. So shiny makes sense on the helmet. We're going with screened on the jersey though. And then this is another thing too. So if you have old time players on your team, if you have, you know, current MLB players, some guys might have stirrups and some guys won't. So how you make the socks all still look uniform is, like, for example, my main color, I picked navy. I have a 2-color C on. That's right now my favorite variation of striping on socks. But if we go into the stirrup itself, so the sock color is always going to be that white. So I actually had like a cream color there. I want to put the white sock on. There we go. And then stirrup color itself, this is actually referring to the sock. So you can see that change right there. I don't want black, I want navy. There we go. So that is how I would organize your socks to at least keep it uniform there. And then specifically referring to the armband color here, to me, I think it always looks good to have offsetting colors in regards to your sleeve and your armband itself. So I chose my sleeve rather to be a navy color. So I would choose my armband to be orange. I also think it's really important for whatever like dominant color you have on your jersey. Let me scope out to here. So, I mean, I would say orange is the dominant color of my jersey, right? So, I mean, you would obviously say white, but that's not the logos. That's just the jersey itself. So, the secondary color on the logo is what I would make the sleeves and what I would kind of bounce around on in regards to like the armbands and certain other things on your uniform as well. And now I want to go through a couple PSAs, just what I think looks good in the game, what I think looks, you know, kind of poor in the game. You should make the whole stitch colors the same color as your hat itself. That way you don't really notice that it's there. You should make the top button color the main predominant color of whatever logo you have on your hat. So I have orange here, and obviously my main color of my logo is orange. On white or cream jerseys, I think a really clean look is not having any pinstripes down the middle, not having any piping down the middle. I don't think pinstripes looks very good in the game at all, but it really doesn't look very good on except like 5, maybe 6 jerseys. And then these shoulder variations are something I'll talk about in a little bit. That's tailored to a very specific, like, older form of jersey. And again, that's a part of the big thing at the end of the video that I'm going to talk about in just a second. Also, another thing for keeping it uniform, like I'm running 2-color double on my striping on my sleeves here. So on my pants, I'm also running the same thing. I just think it looks good to have that uniform. That's why you're wearing a uniform, right? You want it to actually match. Now, one thing that was heavily requested last year that I did not do was show off my specifically like my favorite logos in the game. So let's first of all show off Nike. So I want to do new search, name Nike, hit search, and then every logo, including the Nike logo, will pop up. Now we're going to go a little bit further and go to sort and then do that downloads descending. And this is my favorite Nike swoosh to add on your jersey, this 3D Nike swoosh right here. You can either look them up by their username or type in that exact typeface and everything. And this 3D Nike swoosh looks awesome. I used to rock this on my jerseys all the time. Another logo that I love a lot is this Michael Jordan logo with the glove. I searched MLB, did the same thing we just did with the Nike, and this should be the second one that pops up when you just do descending with downloads. Now, this to me wouldn't be a logo that I'd put on your uniform. So now you'd be like, well, where does this logo go? This is the logo that would be on the first and third base foul lines when you load into the stadium, and kind of an emblem showcasing yourself. So how we get there is we go to Diamond Dynasty, and then when we go to our uniforms, we actually go to customize logo editors. So again, I just love this emote that Kasabi, one of my mods, made for me. So this is the logo that you see when you play me online on the first and third base lines. I just think it's funny, but this is where I put that logo. So again, if you have nothing here, you just hit the start, or you hit the X button, and then you go into load, and then you're chilling, you loading your logo, whatever. But this is the part I wanted to talk about. For MLB The Show 22, there will not be a uniform vault, and that absolutely sucks, and it makes me grumpy. So one of the ideas I had last year that I'm going to run with this year is I want to help you make your uniform so that you don't have to toss and turn at night wondering how to make your favorite Georgia State jersey, Vandy jersey, Portland Mavericks jersey, what have you. So to finish off the video, I want you to comment what uniforms you would like me to make in the next video. I literally could do 500 of these. I don't care. I'll do college jerseys. I mean, the logos have to be in the game. So preferably, please search and make sure your logo's in the game, and then I will make it for you. Well, I'll make it for all of you. I'll upload a video of it, but I'll probably upload some of them on TikTok and a lot of them on YouTube. So if you're not following on TikTok, that's probably where a lot of them are going to go along with here. But not much really changed outside of that screen versus shiny sheen on the logos for the jerseys this year. And that's basically uniform creation this year, man. So I would love to hear some more thoughts that you guys have about uniforms in MLB 22, some ideas you guys have about the future. But like I said, this is one of my best performing, this is my best performing video on my channel from last year. So I'm hoping that the reception is equally met this year, and if there's a lot of positive reception to it, I'd be more than willing to make as many tutorials on uniforms as possible, because I want people to look good, man. It's not fun when people look like somebody barfed on their jersey with crayons from a preschool. I hate playing those people. But I appreciate you guys for watching so much. I will catch you in the next video.